I'm coming at you live on tape from Sydney, Ohio. And this week's movie is a Troma release. And you know, that's a sign of quality. It is the wonderful Jaws parody Blades about a killer lawnmower on a golf course, chewing people up, eating people, placing their bodies in various places so people will find them. How it places their bodies in various places, I'm not sure. But I think it can come to life at night and turn into a robot. It's a transformer. We start out with a bunch of kids on a golf course, drinking and partying. Why they don't go to the beach, the desert, somewhere else, we don't know. But they're drinking and partying on the golf course. And the one girl wants to go for a swim. But the guy, instead, they go out to the high grass. And they get ate up by the lawnmower, which we don't see yet. And then we meet the new club pro, Roy Kent. And we meet his assistant, who was promised the job, Kelly. And she's mad. And then we see the bodies of the teenagers, surprisingly placed up in a very neat pose. As I said, this is a lawnmower who could transform into a robot. So that's how it does all this. They were both disgusted by this, but don't worry, the club owner has called the chief of police in, who is all about finding this maniac, because they think it's a person still. So the club owner's wife goes to visit Roy at his house with scotch and ice, because that'll definitely find a maniac or a cock. Then Kelly comes by and delivers Roy a plant. And then she sees the club owner's wife, and she's mad again because she wanted Roy's cock. Too bad Roy's cock is out back in the chicken coop. So then they're talking about the tournament, but Mr. Simpkins is dead. The lawnmower got him. So now the police chief is really looking for a maniac. And then a caddy gets killed. Lawnmower just chews him up. So the police chief deputized a bunch of people with swords, knives, hatchets, guns, grenades, flamethrowers, helicopters, boats, tanks, lawnmowers, machetes. Pretty much every weapon you can find except for a nuke. They do not have nukes. This was in the 80s. You could still not buy nukes on the street like you can now. Pretty much everybody who we can find to go find the maniac. And they do. They find Deke Slade, a former employee of the golf course, with a lawnmower. Deke is interrogated and he says, "It's not over. I'm not the killer. The lawnmower is much bigger and angrier and meaner and can transform it into a robot or a cassette tape." And Roy believes him. So him and Kelly go and cut the back of the lawnmower open. Why they don't just unattach it, I don't know. It only reveals grass. So then they go out and realize there's a person still in danger, the Bonner party, and they find their golf cart in the lake with blood on it. And they run from the killer lawnmower. So the next day, there's this big tournament that the club owner refuses to cancel. He agrees to spotters, who they get the caddies to be. On the 18th hole at the end, the lawnmower, and this is the first time we get any sort of a look at it, you just get to see the front blades, kills the cheating golfer, whose name is Squire, who just won the tournament. And everybody sees it's a lawnmower now. And then it transforms into a middle finger and does this. Then it transforms into a robot and does the robot dance. And then it transforms into a cassette tape and plays the biggest hits of the 80s for 20 minutes. Well, they get Deke out of jail, and Deke, Roy, and Kelly go out to stop it. And the battle begins. The lawnmower attacks their van right after Deke tells the story of how the lawnmower came to be, which I will not ruin for you. It is ridiculous as hell. The next day, the lawnmower again attacks. This time they crash the van, blowing a head gasket, but Kelly has an idea to put sugar in the gas tank. So Deke, being the bait, tries to gets the lawnmower attention and gets it to chase him, but Kelly can't quite get the sugar in the gas tank because she is overwhelmed by the sight of the lawnmower, and Deke gets killed. And then the two tires on one side of the van explode, and the van catches fire. So Kelly and Roy escape, but not before Roy places a plastic explosive on the lawnmower. Roy then hits a golf ball on the plastic explosive, and the lawnmower blows up at the end. And then there's actually a end credit scene, and there are jokes in the credits. Now, by the way, if you hit a plastic explosive with a golf ball, it will not blow up. If you drop a plastic explosive, it will not blow up. You need some kind of detonator on a plastic explosive to get it to blow up. I learned this on Mythbusters. Look it up. Just matter of fact, if you ever want to mess with plastic explosives, you need some sort of detonator. This movie is actually fairly funny. And I like how you don't actually see the lawnmower in its complete state until the end of the movie. I think they need to do that with more monsters. And just the fact that it's a killer lawnmower is hilarious. So I give it 12 out of 18 stars. Watch it. It's on Peacock, Amazon, Tubi, and several other ones. It's called Blades. Join me next week as we talk about something on the wrestling show. I've got like 3 ideas floating in my head right now. I haven't decided between which ones. And later in the week, we'll do Puma Man.